I want them to know that this organization serves to keep them and that anybody involved is here for that, creating that community, that village, that level of support. That's what a lot of folks in the world, and I and my sister's keeper need.
Welcome back to another episode of Sparky Conversation. Last month, I could not showcase my new look because of the weather, but I'm back in the studio. So I hope you like my new setup. I got the little tablecloth going on and the backdrop. So I'm trying to do something. So you got to work out this issue with it not going all the way across. We'll fix that on the next one. Okay. So let me introduce my next guest for this month. I am happy to welcome Margaret Cowan. Cowan. See, I told her to correct me if I got it wrong. So she corrected me, y'all. Margaret is the owner of the nonprofit I Am My Sister's Keeper. As a single mother herself, Margaret started her nonprofit to help other single mothers. Margaret made Memphis her home in 2011 and started I Am My Sister's Keeper in 2018. She is also a University of Memphis alum, like myself. So she's a fellow Tiger.
Yeah.
So let's hear Margaret's story on today. So last month, I introduced some new segments to the show on my first episode. So to get into each guest story of how they got started and how they impact others. So we're going to start with the first segment, which is the spark inside. And so what that goes into is like why my guests started their nonprofits or their businesses. So Margaret, the spark inside, why did you create I Am My Sister's Keeper?
The short story is I realized that I was a single mother different to others. I've always been blessed with an amazing community of supporters and people around me. When I after I got to Memphis and I was going to Southwest, I would see moms bringing their kids to class and like putting them outside in the hall on their tablet or with their homework packets to do their work. And I'm like, why don't they have a babysitter? Right. And then I realized people don't have babysitters. Right. And so it was a big deal. And I was talking to my mom who had my kids about it. And so that's just the spark that started this thing that is now full flame.
Beautiful. I also went to Southwest. See, me and Margaret got so much in common. You never know.
You never know.
Actually, again, I met Margaret through my work brother, Marlon. So shout out to Marlon again. Marlon's been hooking me up.
Who makes all my logos, period, too.
Put a plug in for Marlon because he's a great graphic designer. So Margaret, when you started I Am My Sister's Keeper, what challenges did you face in single motherhood that you wanted to incorporate into I Am My Sister's Keeper?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know that they were my specific challenges, but I do have other friends who are single moms. Of course, over the years, I've met other women who are single mothers. And so all of our challenges are unique. And I think that's an important part of the conversation. Yes, we all have the common bond of single motherhood, but everybody's story is different based on your level of support, based on where you live, where you were raised. There's just so many variables that factor in. Did you finish school? Because maybe you have a career and so you make more money. So it's not as hard. Your financial burden is not like somebody else's. So it's just really dependent upon the specific single mother. And that's part of what we do is make sure we talk to them. Years ago, when I was starting a nonprofit, I remember being told, don't make decisions about them without them. And so that is something that we incorporate into everything that we do, asking them what they want and need. And then sometimes when I observe like, okay, we might need to talk about that. Right. Yeah. But we do include them always in the conversation.
Beautiful. So I Am My Sister's Keeper. What is why the name I Am My Sister's Keeper?
There's not I really always liked when, and Bible scholars, if I say this wrong, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Cain and Abel, right? When Cain killed his brother, right? And he was like, am I my brother's keeper? And actually, yes, you are, right? And I'm not a brother. So it had to be sister. And so thinking of a name is just something I want them to know that this organization serves to keep them and that anybody involved is here for that, creating that community, that village, that level of support. That's what a lot of folks in the world, and I Am My Sister's Keeper need. Just not feeling alone, like so isolated, like this is a space where I'm not being judged because of the things that my life happens to be. No one is saying you made poor choices, right? Sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't. Life is just what life is. And so we want the sisters that we keep to know that we are here to keep them.
It's very important. Every time I have a guest, it's crazy. They always say the same thing, like that the person know that they're not alone. And it's important that anybody who's going through a situation know that they are not
Yeah.
alone. And you said something very important, having a village.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a mother yet,
Yeah.
hopefully soon.
Amen.
But amen, right? But how important was it to you have your village when you were a single mom, and that you wanted to, and you put that in I and my sister's keeper, like,
Right.
you know what, I had a village, and I see so many other single mothers not having that village.
Yeah.
How was your village when you were a single mom?
Um, Full transparency, I've not struggled in that area often, right? I don't know if it's my outgoing nature or whatever it is, or is my mom's prayers for her daughter, to always have people around her who are a part of her life. But I always had community because I grew up in church. I'm not saying everybody got to go to church, but I grew up in church. I grew up in places where you have community, right? Like you talked about having a work brother.
Yeah.
So we don't have to have just one village. We can have multiple different ones because we're multidimensional as people, right? So I am my sister's keeper village. I have my U of M village, right? I have a lot of different villages, my family. And so for me, realizing that was a privilege, I didn't realize that first as a Black woman, I could have some privileges, right? And then realizing though that the gift of community has been a privilege to my life, and doing what I can to, like you said, share that with other people, because some people don't know how to do that. Right. Some people don't know what it looks like, right? The villages they've been a part of have not been good ones. They've been toxic. They're the reason they feel the way they feel now, right? So just introducing them to village the way that I believe it was meant to be. And then I think it helps them knowing that somebody who looks like me, a Black girl from the South, is able to have a community of people that love and support her. And then they see the people that love and support me. And so that makes them feel like it's attainable for them.
I love that, because that was gonna be my next question. Like, what, because you started I Am My Sister's Keeper, how could you, and we'll get into that with the impact, but how would you advise on someone how to go about finding their village?
Yeah. A funny thing, right before I got here, I was late. It's not Sparkle's fault. I was doing a presentation called Hear Me Out, You Need a Village. And the person who asked me to do it asked that because the village is evident in my life. She knows me in multiple facets with whatever hats. And so she asked me to do it because I'm good. I'm good at that. I'm not going to be ashamed to say I'm good at things. Yeah. I'm good at that. I advise people to be intentional. You have to be consistent. You may have to go first, right? Sometimes we just expect things to happen to us. That's not how life works. Back in the day when our parents were young, maybe even I was young, your village was kind of like your neighborhood or your church family. So it's kind of like you were just born and these things were. That's not the case anymore, not always anyway. And so if there's something that I really want, village or whatever, I have to be intentional about going out to seek it. And I also have to mirror what I would like for somebody else to be to me. And that's one of the things we just talked about in the session earlier. Who are you? How are you showing up? Because sometimes we don't take enough accountability, personal responsibility for ourselves. Yes, some people suck, right? Some people do. There are some not so great people in the world. But if you keep having the same encounter in different spaces, at what point do you sit down and be like, sis, I'm the common denominator. Maybe the way that I'm showing up is the reason why I keep getting all the kind of people I'm getting. So having people pause and take that look inward, which is hard, it's uncomfortable. I'm talking to myself, right? But once I realized that when I changed the way that I think, it changed the way I behaved, and then it changed the experiences that I had.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Self-evaluation is what she's examine yourself is what she's saying. So let's get into the impact. So what resources does I Am My Sister's Keeper offer to single mothers?
Ooh, we offer a lot. So I always talk about the tangible versus the intangible. We all need tangible stuff. Moms need diapers, wipes, pull up, cleaning supplies, hygiene supplies. We have clothes. Sometimes we have food. If we don't have food, I'll go to get them some food, right? So we do provide for those needs. But like what I was just saying, this is what's most important, your mind, what you think, what you believe, how you feel, being honest with those, self-evaluating, sitting with those things. So sometimes you need help changing the way that you see things, the way that you view the world. And that's not necessarily the fault of your own. Our culture, our society, our family, our church all informs the way that we perceive the world around us. And sometimes that's skewed because your mama had trauma and she taught you through the lens of her trauma. No shade to mama, right? Right. But like there was a time in our community we didn't talk about mental health, like going to see the lady, like getting you a therapist and all that stuff. So helping them see that that is the most important thing, and then giving them the tools how to do it. And this is even before I was a therapist, right? I was a person, I I've not always been the person you see before you today.
We
Okay.
all change.
Okay.
Listen,
I'm just saying. So I am a girl who went through all kinds of things that you would know that I'm always happy to share. Um, and so you can see the actual real progression of my life because I share that with you. And not to be churchy, but the Bible tells us we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of a testimony, right? My testimony is the fact that I've gone through things, encountered some things, made some mistakes, and still today I am here doing these things for you, helping you, being the example for you, because that's what we need. We need somebody to show us that the thing that I want actually is real and I can attain that thing.
That's beautiful.
Thank
That's
you.
beautiful. Oh my God, that's beautiful. I said this on my last episode, like when you're in this, when you can relate to the people that you're helping, it makes a difference.
It does.
Because you were a single mother and you're like, you know what? I've been there.
Yeah.
I know what you're going to grow.
Yeah.
And I hope no one's the same.
Grow.
Is
We should.
And they go into their self-examination part that Margaret was talking about. You got to examine yourself to understand, like, there's some areas in myself, in my life, that I need to improve. No matter if you're a single mother, if you're just a person in general, want to be a mother, I'm like, listen, I'm not a mother yet, but some areas in my life I need to improve before I even try to take that step to be to not mentor somebody, because it can be my child, to raise them. Yeah. Like, okay, don't do what I do. Or don't do what I did. I'm better. So out of all the resources that I Am My Sister's Keeper offers, what resource do you see that's sought out the most by single mothers?
Community. Literally. It's really that simple. So they love when we have speakers come talk to them about multiple topics. They love when other organizations that serve women or families come and share about their program and what they can do to help, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the thing that is the most resounding throughout any mom, no matter her age or her experience, is the fact that I can come to a place of people who understand me like nobody else does, where I can, my bestie likes to say, be naked. We're not actually naked, folks, but like be naked, like bare my soul.
Yeah.
Because there's something healing in even that.
Yeah.
Just being able to tell your story, somebody holding space for your story, not judging you because of your story. Girl, we go through so much Kleenex sometimes. Sometimes it's happy tears, right? Sometimes it's like, oh my God, I thought I was the only one. Yeah. And you feel so seen. Yeah. So that is what the moms say the most. And they really say this. I'm not making it up. Like, you can ask them. But they really say that the most, the aspect of community and village, being able to have that. And then we have a group chat. So it's not even just like when we're here. You can have somebody's phone number. We can be in the group chat sharing things like that. That's super, super important.
Beautiful. Now, let's get into my next segment, which is your spark, their light.
Okay.
What moment or when did you know I Am My Sister's Keeper was making an impact?
It's been a long time. And just in case anybody has a doubt, a nonprofit is a business, right? It's different. You might get tax breaks. There's different ways you can get money or whatever, but it's a business. And I'm saying that because that just means it's hard. It takes a lot of your time, your effort, your energy, your sleep. It takes a lot from you. But if this is what you want to do, you will find what you need inside to be able to do it. I don't know. There's so many moments. I'll give one. One of our longtime moms, a younger lady, she had a job for 2 years. Okay. Now, some people might say, okay, that's a big deal for her. Shoot, for me. Like, well, that's a big deal for her because she never had a job longer than 6 months. And she attributed that to being able to come to her sister circle and say, okay, my boss said this, or this was the email. Am I tripping? Right? Or like helping her be able to frame her response in a way where she could still keep her job, but still stand up for herself, advocate for herself. And she said that being in this organization helped her be able to stay at that job for 2 years, something she had never done before. We have women that have left Memphis and moved away and got married that'll find us on Facebook and be like, you remember me, Miss Margaret? Blah, 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 whatever. I moved to Houston. I got married, whatever. I thank you so much for what you did. You don't have to do that. They have to go find us to be able to, because some of them was when we didn't have no Facebook page and stuff like that, right? Like very much in the early stages. Yes. But to make that effort to even share that something that I and my sister's keeper did or provided helped them be able to move beyond where they were when they were with us. So there's a lot of moments like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So let's get into how many single mothers have you helped since 2018
Ooh.
to now?
I ain't gonna lie to y'all on this.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
On this Good Saturday. I really don't know. And I say that because people come and go,
Yeah.
right? And then sometimes we have community events. And so there are single mothers there,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So I don't want to be like, I know we like metrics and numbers, but I really don't know. But I would say that it's been hundreds. I wouldn't say like thousands. So even if it's like adjacent to our organization, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe you weren't a part, but your sister was, and she told you about some of the things she learned and it was helpful for you.
Yeah.
We've heard stories like that before too, right?
Yeah.
Or the daughter being the example for the mom who was also a single mom and showing her boundaries and doing all these things. And so then that has an impact on that family. And so that's something we talk about often, ripples making waves. And that's what it is. So if I help and meet Sparkle and Sparkle has a great encounter with me and Sparkle learns something from what I said or whatever or did, and then you go out and be that, I consider those people that we help too, right?
Yeah.
Because it was something that you learned in this space, in this community that you went to share with somebody else.
Yeah.
So it's not just single moms. It could be anybody that has an encounter with one of our single moms.
That's because this podcast is impact. Listen,
Yeah.
when y'all see this, it's like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna forward this to such and such.
Yeah.
I know that it can help her. She may be feeling overwhelmed and things like that. See, the impact.
Yes.
So what new resources that's not already in I Am My Sister's Keeper that you want to incorporate into the nonprofit, maybe moving forward that you may see like, I want to incorporate that. This may be something that can help.
I don't really know. And I say that because I am a believer in community and village. And there are people who are doing things that I may have thought about doing at a time, but I don't need to do that because somebody else is doing that. Right. So we're always open to new resources. And I'll give just a brief example. I have a lot of hats. I was telling Spark about all the name tags I keep in my car, depending on where I'm going.
Yes.
But I have a job because this is a nonprofit that is small. And we don't have enough money. We always need some money. Just saying.
The plug.
we always need some money. But I do have a job, but I love my job.
Yeah.
I am the house manager at Dorothy Day House. I am one of the house managers. And one of the moms of I Am My Sister's Keeper needed housing for herself and her daughter. They live at Dorothy Day House now, right? Okay. So early on, I was like, I want a community of homes and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, wait, that means I have to be a landlord. Hold on, that's a lot, right? But there is another organization in Memphis that we are friends with, partners with, I work there, who is still able to provide that thing that mom needs, right? And so we always need resources. We're always on the lookout, but I really believe that many hands make light work. And so I don't think we need to add more things to our repertoire other than resources and connections. People that provide a thing that a mom may need outside of us. Me having that relationship to be able to call and say, hey, Sparkle, I've got this mom over here and this is what she's got going on. You like send her my way. So that's us still being the conduit for the resource they need without having to actually have that resource for ourselves.
That's beautiful. Dorothy Day House. This is my first time hearing about it. Now, Margaret is here in her capacity.
Yes, don't get it twisted.
As I Am My Sister's Keeper, okay? But I do briefly, what is Dorothy Day House? Dorothy Day House is,
we don't call it a homeless shelter, but we house homeless families.
Okay.
And I say that because I don't know if you know that in many I think all homeless shelters in our region area, if you're a mom and you have kids and you have male children over a certain age, they can't stay with you because most shelters are male and female, right? Yeah. If you're married, you and your spouse likely can't stay together. So Dorothy Day House exists so that families can stay together, and families look all kind of ways. Married, heterosexual couples, same-sex couples, single dads, single moms. So long as you have children and you are homeless, we provide that for you so the family can stay together, because that's something that does not happen often.
Okay. See, Margaret online, she wear a lot of hats because I was like, Dorothy Day House. Listen, so Margaret, you said you have community events.
Yes.
Give us some details about some of the community events that you have put on.
Okay. So this year we have fallen off. We usually
Margaret's so real.
I'm going to listen. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Okay. I'm just a girl. My daughter reminds me of that all the time. Mom, you're just a girl too. You've never been at this phase in your life either. And life happens, right? And I don't know if it's been the same for you or people, a lot of people been leaving this earth.
Yeah.
So it's just been a lot of, it's been a lot. It's been a lot in 2026, and this is only April. But we usually have an annual brunch, which is in March. We did not have it. You did not miss it. We might still have it. We don't know. We got a board meeting next week. We're gonna figure it out. But then we have something called Lord Jesus. It's a community fair. Duh. It's our community fair, and we always have vendors that sell things, make things, provide services. They do pay us a vendor fee because that's how we raise money, but it's also introducing not just our moms, but communities too. So there's so much in Memphis, like not just nonprofits, people who have small businesses and do all these things. So we just invite people to come and share about their program or their service with us. And then we have another one similar to it in the fall called the Fall Through. And it's the same, but like it's like with the fall festival. So we have like stuff for the kids, like games that other people do because my baby 21. We have stuff for the kids. So it's more like a fall festival, but we still have that vendor component. Those are the 3 public facing things we do. And then every October, I think this year will be year 5. Oh, wow. Oh, 5? We have a mental health retreat for our moms. After COVID or during COVID, they was like, I'm not okay. I ain't been at work. These kids been at home. Yeah. I thought I liked this man. I don't really like this man. You know what I'm saying? Like all kind of stuff. And everybody just kept talking about their mental health, their mental health, their mental health. And so we threw it together really quickly the first time. My bestie was working at a hotel downtown. They got us a plug on the room, gave us the space for free. It was just one night, right? We just did it one night. Now we do it the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we usually have it at the Grove at Red Oak Lake. They've got a lake. They've got outdoor activities. We just be together for the weekend. We have speakers come in and talk about different aspects of mental health. We go through a lot of tissue there as well. But that's what we do. And that's just for single moms. Sometimes we get some money. We'll invite other moms that are not a part of our village to come. But it's for our single moms specifically, a place where they can relax and breathe out in nature. I believe in grounded for it. Take your shoes off. What's that? Touch the grass. Yeah. Right. So we do all of that stuff on that weekend. So we do 3 public facing and 1 like that's our main internal event that we do.
I love it. I love it. My last question.
Okay.
What advice would you give a single mom who may be feeling overwhelmed, who maybe, it's like, okay, I'm a new mom, or, situations happen, like this is all falling on me at one time, because you say you have a mental health retreat.
Yeah.
And a part of being overwhelmed is how to do with your mental. You're like, I can't do this. This is too much. What advice would you give a single mother who may be feeling like they're overwhelmed and they don't know what way to go?
They're overwhelmed because they're doing too much. You just said that. And I got my undergrad in sociology, so I'm not gonna stand on the soapbox for too long, but it is relevant. Women, Black women specifically, right? We live in Memphis. We're gonna keep it real. We have been taught that we're supposed to be everything for everybody. We're supposed to look good while we're doing it. We're supposed to drink all our water, all this stuff. And so we've internalized that. And so we act that way in the world. So I know that I have these 3 kids by myself and I have work and maybe I'm in school, but then my homegirl need me to help her with her baby shower. And mama didn't want me to make some deviled eggs for this and thing. And we say yes to all the things because we think the way we perform makes people value us better, right? But when I value myself, not to say I don't care how I show up and I don't help other people, but it bothers me less when I have to tell you no.
Yeah.
Right? Like, be honest with yourself first. That's the first thing. I'm doing too much. I am overwhelmed because there are too many things on my plate. What can I take off my plate? Ask for help. Ask for help. We want people to ask us, but we need to ask for help too. We all need a village. We have to all play different roles at different times. Somebody wants to help you. Sometimes the biggest blessing you can give to somebody else is letting them do something for you. Because I see you're struggling, but I don't know what you need. But if you ask me, I know that it's a thing that you need, right? It ain't always money. Okay. But I'm saying like that, being honest with ourselves about what our capacity is, having these boundaries that I can say no. I firmly believe in being kind and not nice. I'm not nice. I'm kind and I'm loving and I'm caring, but I'm not nice. Nice is usually me overextending myself so that you will like me. If you're going to like me, you're going to like me regardless. You're going to like me when I say no to. And if you don't, maybe I need to move around. Be honest with yourself, with your capacity, and ask for help. Allow people to help you. Because some people just say it to say it, but some people really mean it. You have to let somebody help you. You can't, we were created in family, in community, because it's necessary to our lives, not just like our mental well-being. Like people who have communities like live longer. Like there's so many statistics about the importance of community in our lives, not just single moms, just everybody. But as a single mom, you have so much more on your plate and you have to let people help you get it off. And that means you have to open up your mouth and say what it is.
That's you. Listen, you're so real because it's so hard
Yeah.
to ask for help. Because you feel like you said you got to do it all. Even though I'm not a mother, it's like my family calls.
Yeah,
I
you
got
still
to
that
be
one.
there. I got to be there. I got to go.
Yeah.
I got to go. I got to go. And it's like I'm learning to be like,
Mhm.
I probably could, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to
Correct.
do it.
That's right.
And I'm not going to feel bad. It's so
Yeah.
hard not to feel bad when you say no. It's like, oh, I could have. They really need my help.
But I also really need a nap.
But I
Seriously.
She right though. I really need a nap, or I really just need self-care. I need some me time. I need my time. And what I want people to walk away with, Margaret just said, is very important. All of what she said is very important, but this last part, because don't feel guilty because you want to take care of you.
Yeah. Cause sis, they gonna talk about you regardless.
True.
I ain't saying everybody a hater, but I can't please everybody. So if Sparkle's happy with me, somebody over here is not. If they're happy with me, you're not. So I'm living in this constant loop of trying to be everything for everybody when it's literally impossible. So my thing that I want to do is love who I am when I lay down at night. That's true. And if that means I had to tell you no and take my nap, I'm gonna do that.
That's true. There's nothing wrong with taking care of you. You can't take care of everybody else if you don't take care of you.
That's right.
Because you're not here. It's gonna get it done. So you gotta put you first and everything else.
Yeah.
Comes. You got a massage book?
Yeah.
And somebody needs you, I got a massage book. I'm sorry, I can't make it. And it's okay. It's okay to say no. No, it's not bad. Because it works for you.
Yeah.
We're going to close out this episode because Margaret, she gave me so much energy. I love it. I love it. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Spark the Conversation. Remember, I am only on a one monthly posting schedule now because life be life and y'all. Because last year I was pushing it, but now I gotta. Margaret said, put myself first. I gotta dial it back a little bit.
That's right.
So follow me on Instagram at spark_the combo. And then you can also follow me on Facebook at Spark the Conversation. First of all, I am so sorry. I forgot to ask Margaret if she had any final words. Let's rewind this thing back. Margaret, do you have any final words?
I love an African proverb. Okay. And I know we all know the one about it takes a village to raise a child, right? True, valid, believe it. There's another one that we will talk about.
African proverb.
It is. You thought people were just saying.
I thought people were just saying that. Please don't judge me because I didn't know.
No, because people be saying stuff. So no shade, no judgment here. But it's another one that talks about if a child doesn't feel the warmth or something like look it up. But it's basically like a child doesn't feel the love from a village, will burn it down to feel its warmth. A person who does not feel the love of a village will burn it down to feel its warmth. Sometimes that person is us that's burning it down. Think about it like misery loves company. I don't think that all people who don't have a village or who are miserable maliciously do that, but that's what's on the inside of you. And so that's what's going to come out of you, right? So we need each other literally to survive. And so we have to start with ourselves being honest about what our capacity is, what we need, how we can be a village member for other people, and then be intentional about going out and making that happen. We can't expect it to just come to us.
Yeah, that was the final word. Now we're going to bring this thing back. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Spark the Conversation. I am on a monthly posting schedule, as I mentioned. Follow me on Instagram at spark_the combo. And you can also follow me on Facebook as well. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Spark the Conversation, for the upcoming episodes this year. Margaret, drop your socials and also let people know how they can get involved in I Am My Sister's Keeper.
Okay. Our website is IamMySissiesKeeper.org. That's SISSYS. Our Facebook is I Am My Sister's Keeper. Our Instagram is also I Am My Sissies Keeper. I think that's it because I have other stuff, but we're not here for that today. But for I Am My Sister's Keeper, those are all the things. And also you can go on my page because they're connected. Margaret Cowan on Facebook too, and that'll show you, I post about us all the time too. So all of those ways are ways that you can contact us, and you have to contact me so I can tell you what we need and how you can help or volunteer, whatever it is that you want to do.
All right, that's it, y'all. Thank you, Margaret, for joining me today. I will be back next month with my next guest.
Bye.